Hello everyone and welcome back to more iRacing, and yes, today we return once again in the Formula 4 car. Now, the two races I've done so far on this channel here in the F4 car haven't gone particularly well. Both of them I've ended up in the pit lane, so I'm hoping today, as we return to Phillip Island, we're going to have a bit of a better chance of survival. This circuit, really high speed, it leads to a lot of close racing. This one, though, ended up being quite chaotic, and I've got no idea how I avoided the pile-up on lap 1.
15 minutes. You'll need to get on with this. The track temp is 21 Celsius. The air temp is 20. This will be a standing start. Okay, mate, get ready. Relax. Go.
Well, there we go. Our spotter spent so much time talking there, I never even got to intro into the race. But ready then here at Phillip Island. We've already been jumped by one guy on the run in towards turn 1. But hey, will everybody fair? Cold tyres on that opening lap. I just want to try and get to the inside of the circuit. Ready for turn 2. As that guy was trying to have a bit of a look down the inside, but won't be able to make anything happen.
Still there.
Lap 1 is all about just trying to stay out of danger, as I might have actually got a little bit of a run back down the inside of our 10th grid starter. But we'll have the outside line ready for the hairpin, which is not ideal either.
Clear right.
Oh, that guy braking very, very early, but will there be chaos up in front? Yes, there is.
Clear
We're
right.
just trying to stay out of trouble. The guy behind me gets absolutely collected as well.
Turn 4.
No idea how close I was to getting involved in that one, but yeah, clearly followed the wrong car down in towards that hairpin. Ryan there trying to take it very, very easy to avoid chaos, as apparently we've got another incident just a little bit further behind.
It looks like it's Anton.
I think by the looks of it, then one guy behind me has made it through, and then everybody else seems to have been wrapped up in a bit of chaos there. But we've definitely dropped a couple of places on lap 1. Like I said though, so far the Formula 3 races on this channel haven't gone too well, so my goal first and foremost is to get to the checkered flag in this one without having to go through the pit lane. That would be quite nice, but yeah, I think Ryan definitely struggling a little bit as we make our way out of the final corner. Won't have much of a slipstream from the guys in front of him either, so we should be able to hopefully try and get a run. He's going to give me the inside line on the way back down in towards that first corner, and I'm hoping that he's just going to back out of it and just give up the spot. Oh, we got another one gone.
I think it might be Charters.
There might have been two cars actually gone down at turn 1. Oh no, I'm completely locked up. Followed the guy in front of me off.
It looks like Mohammed. The stewards have warned us about track limits. Keep it between the lines.
Well, I think we only lost the one spot there, and that was to the position that I was just trying to defend. But yeah, too distracted by everything else going on. It's definitely something I need to learn in Formula 4.
Their rating is 2.2.
As I might still have gained a spot so far on this lap then, but yeah, where there aren't that many braking zones around here, it's really quite difficult to actually make up too many places. As yeah, Mohammed and Melvin have both gone. Looks like another one's gone off again. That'll be Mohammed out into the kitty litter once more there. So plenty of chaos, as you would expect from a Formula 4 race here on iRacing. But as we try and wind our way back up the hill, it should be probably 10 laps. We might just stretch an 11th one, depending on how much the leaders battle around here. But say my goal as always is just try and bring the iRacing in the right direction, and I'll hopefully gain a little bit of SR as well. I've only got the 1X so far. We've avoided contact with anybody else in the early stages, but obviously yeah, now we've got 2.5 seconds to the guy in front, 2.5 seconds
the leader has just done
to the guy behind.
29.1.
Immediately down into the 128 there for Adrien in P2.
The gap is 2.3 seconds. P10.
Well, there we go. We're back inside the top 10 though, so I guess that's reassuring early on here. You know, we still ended up gaining position that last lap, so it must have been 2 of them involved in that chaos. Obviously, we'll take a look at that in the incident report at the end of the race. So, I mean, turn 2 there, you are really just hanging on to it, trying to get on the throttle as early as you can on the exit without making a mistake. I believe we need one more spot if I want to gain any I rating in this one. So hopefully we'll continue closing in on Melvin. He has got decent I rating. And Ryan as well. I'm hoping, obviously he showed a little bit of nervousness early on. Maybe he's going to be a potential victim as well in this race. But a massive thank you to everybody that has already got subscribed to the channel. At the time of recording, we're getting ever closer to 100 subs. So yeah, massive thank you to everybody And hopefully you guys are enjoying all of the iRacing science videos. If this is kind of like the first normal upload you're watching of mine, then yeah, hopefully the first of many as well, because you know I have a lot of fun on this sim, obviously talking through our races and everything like that. Want to kind of vary up the content a bit, but I think a lot of it will be Formula Racing, and maybe more specifically the Formula 4s, just because there's so much racing that goes on in this series. It's always quite good fun. It's always chaos, and I just like it as well. There is, oh, here we go. Someone making their way out of the pit lane. That'll be Mohammed then, who had to, I would assume, serve his fast repair after a bit of chaos earlier on then. But Ryan and Melvin having a battle in front.
D-license.
That will hopefully allow us to close it a bit more.
10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left.
Need to try and get my A license back on sports cars as well. But yeah, that's going to be a quest for another day. Oh, sorry, on Formula cars even. I think the only series I can do for that will end up being Super Formula, which is a very, very good fun car.
Looks like it's Paul. Yellow flag. Watch out.
Another incident just in front, so clearly there is more and more chaos going on. That might bring us a bit closer once again there, as it seems like Ryan just seems to get caught up in everybody else's incidents early on here, trying to, I think, keep himself out of trouble. He is ever so slightly lower iRating, but it isn't bad by any stretch. 1.6k is nothing to scoff at. Inside the sim, it's this corner. This is probably one of the big ones where you can really make up a lot of time if you're feeling quite brave. Allow the car just to drift wide through the second part of the corner there, but as long as you get it gathered up towards the apex through the final part, you're normally going to be in a pretty good spot there to claw back a bit more time against the guy in front, as I think now we should be in the slipstream of Ryan just in front now, so hopefully we're going to continue gaining on him back down in towards turn 1. He might have a faint draft as well at a Paul in front of him. So there we go, dipping now into the 129s.
129.7. That's your quickest lap in this session.
And that is pretty much VMAX then by the time we get down in towards turn 1. Just shy of 150 miles an hour.
Has gone off in the loop.
Is that, yep, another one gone, another 2 gone. So it seems like every single lap so far someone's making a mistake, as once again, I can't help but think that Ryan might get caught at the wrong place at the wrong time. He tries to have a look past PJ, and will PJ just back out of that? Nope. He's going to try and continue on the fight. Oh, they almost bang wheels through that next corner as well.
The guy ahead
so we might try and have a look to the inside, which we will just like get slowed down there.
Clear right.
Just about make it through. I think he wanted to give me a bit of a squeeze onto the curb, but kind of sent it in a little bit there. Luckily, he gave me good racing room, and well, we are making up decent progress then. Up to P8 then on the live timing, according to Race Labs. Oh no, that's a bit wide. Get on the brakes as early as possible, and just try to gather it up. Oh, in towards the corner. Oh, I tried to gather it up too much. So there we go. We found a bit of a gap, a break in the traffic, and well, you just get these cars a little bit kind of oversteery, and they really just do not grip up again.
Front is car number 3, D-license, and their rating is 2.6.
I think with the new tyre model, I'm really struggling with some of these cars at the moment. Just trying to get heat into the tyres and trying not to overstretch them is proving rather difficult, as we are then back down to P10 once again. So yeah, a lot of kind of it's a very topsy-turvy race so far, is all I'm going to say there, but hopefully at the pace to try and close back in on Jose.
The driver in front of us is Cabrera, car number 4, and their rating is 2.5.
Actually, he's got very good iRating then. His best lap is a 130.6 though. Sorry, his best lap is a 130.2. I've done a 29.6, so you would hope that we are going to be a bit quicker than him still towards the end, as long as I just don't keep throwing the car all over the place. That's the really difficult thing, is just about maintaining the consistency, especially kind of when you want to try and push a bit more, when you want to try and, you know, gain a little bit more, try and find time around a circuit like this. It can be really tricky to kind of find that consistency. Is, well, PJ now a good 7 seconds up the road, so I think we're going to need another instant for him if I want to try and get a bit closer, but it just drifted a little wide and then kind of realised I was heading for the grass. I didn't fancy T-boning someone on the exit of the corner.
Behind is now 1.4 seconds.
Just a shame there's a bit of a lip as you try and get back on the circuit on the exit as someone's requesting a push. That is a brave choice in these cars. It's a very, very brave choice as I think Adrian and Pablo still battling for the lead of this race.
Half distance. Fuel looks good.
Oh, it's going to be very tight whether we get the extra lap in. Not quite sure we'll get there, to be honest. That last lap then, we gained 3/10 on the guy in front, so we need a bit more of that. Just with a few less mistakes as well. Like I said, dropping it at turn 2 is so satisfying when you get it nailed. But really kind of hang on to your seat style racing here at Phillip Island. I did a race around here not that long ago, actually. And had a lot of fun. Battled at the front. Just felt a lot more confident back then.
5 minutes left. Focus on the exits. We can go faster
in this
here.
car. Yeah, teams still definitely believe there's a bit more pace to find out of the machine. That's hopefully what we're going to be able to do. Again, just got to try and really push the limits. We know if we can get into the slipstream of Jose in front, then there's definitely a bit of free time to be had as well. This is definitely a track where slipstream outweighs kind of the loss of dirty air. So just got to be really careful. As you can see, trying to get the car. Just want to try and get the weight, the centre of gravity kind of shifted to the front.
The gap is now
as you head over the jump.
That's half fuel. You've used half your fuel.
The gap now under 3 seconds then to the guy in front, but it's all about just taking smooth lines, keeping the wheel speed up as best as we can. As we get back towards the start-finish line once again, what is the lap time comparison going to be? 130.2 against a 130 flat. So again, another 2/10. He's getting quicker and quicker as well. Oh, that corner so easy just to get a bit of a slide on. Bit of a four-wheel drift that time round, but luckily able to hang on to it. And I'm just a bit worried that Jose now is starting to get a bit of a tow from Mohammed in front of him. No idea whether Mohammed will kind of fight him for it too much or whether he'll make his life quite easy. It's down into there. You've really just got to believe the car can slow down at the white line. I think it's the 100-meter board, if I remember correctly. But yeah, just got to be really careful with it. Just trying to remember to use the windscreen tear-offs. Don't want to get too much of a dirty screen inside the sim as well. Not only is it off-putting for me, but I'm sure it looks terrible on camera as well then, as really mounting the curve that time around. That was not ideal. We still get it slowed down just about where we need it. Get on the throttle on the exit. Again, just about where we need.
Ahead is now 3.0.
Come on. You're just not closing in, are we? Towards the end of this. Like I said, unless him and Mohammed have a little bit of a squabble. Luckily, we pulled away from Killian behind, but I would expect us to with 600 more iRacing. So yeah, that gap 3.1. So he did a 130 flat that time, and I did a 130.2. So that's a couple of laps. The time's just chopping and changing between the pair of us. Maybe he'll kind of get hit with a little bit of dirty air towards the end, as really just trying to hang on to it. That felt good, but I'm not convinced the delta shows it though. So again, he might still now be getting a little bit held up. Ryan seems to have dropped back down another spot as well, so we'll have to wait and see what happens to him. Maybe a little bit of damage
2 minutes left
on Ryan's car, but we've only got one more lap then after this one, I believe. Yeah, that gap is definitely coming down though. So Ryan just playing the slow and steady race, though he has done very well, and I think has gained a lot because of it. It's Jose now really starting to get a little bit tripped up behind Mohammed just in front. Will we get some blue flags here? What is going on? I think maybe Mohammed tried to get out of the way, and just the blue flags there really were rather off-putting. Either way, we've gained a fair bunch of time in the process. Hopefully we'll get in the slipstream of Mohammed.
Hernandez, car
not
number
too
1
far away. Gap though 1.5 seconds, so I don't think we're going to be able to do anything this time, as someone's turned the lights off here at Phillip Island with hopefully just 1 lap to go. Actually, I'm hoping we've got 2 laps to go that time. There you go, immediately. Only going to be the 1 more lap then towards the checkered flag as Mohammed again putting out the slipstream. He's not going to go wheel to wheel, is he? Back into turn 1? Yes, he is. I'm sure Jose is probably not enjoying this. Definitely has cost him a lot of
There's an
time
incident in the loop.
towards the end.
Looks
As
like
we got another
Irwin,
incident.
Yellow flag.
Someone trying to get back on the road, and we had to really back out of the throttle there to avoid it. But luckily, we'll gain another spot then, and PJ making a mistake very late on in the race. So I'm sure he will not be too happy with that one. Mohammed again is going for a dive. Terrible blue flag procedure here, especially after Jose had closed up to the back of him. I'm sure Jose won't mind too much as long as Mohammed just gets on with it, as long as he doesn't lose the spot to me.
Adrian, car number 7 is now in the lead.
Oh, I think we've had a good close finish to this race as well up at the front, but what on earth is going on here? Is there going to be an opportunity in towards the final few corners? We've really just got to try and nail this. I think Jose just trying to back out of it now, doesn't really want the fight with Mohammed. But I think unless one of them makes a big error through these final couple of corners, I don't think we're quite going to get close enough. Keep your foot to the floor out of the final turn. I think if anything, actually, Mohammed, that slipstream is going to help him out, help Jose out towards the end, but by the looks of it, 1/1000th of a second between our top two at the end of this race. We are going to come through for P9 when all is said and done, and I believe gain just a teeny tiny bit of iRacing. A bit disappointed with that one, but we'll go take a look at our incident report and then our final results. For some reason my incident report bind is not working properly here, but we do get to have a look at this one. What happened behind us on lap 1? The 17 car just completely threw himself in, and I think took a lot of people out in the process there. I don't know whether he just got a little bit caught out. I think he was far too optimistic anyway, but we were so close to getting involved in this, and you can see how close that Logitech car was behind. But yeah, utter chaos on lap 1. Sadly, like I said, yeah, I can't, for whatever reason, the instants just aren't working after that. Might be an issue with replay spools, but the 12 car involved, loads of cars involved, but I escaped scot-free. I do want to take a quick look, though, as to what we did on lap 2, and then a little bit later on. As you can see, we make it through turn 1 fairly clean and tidy, still wheel-to-wheel. That's 2 of the cars in front that have gone spinning as well. But yeah, I just broke far too late. You actually see we locked up the front wheel rather early there, so that will explain my trip through the gravel. And then if we have a look a little bit further on as well, here we go. This must have been the end of last lap. Again, I think we just ran a little bit wide, didn't we? And obviously, to say, I was most worried about obviously just hitting the guy in front. It must have been the aero wash from this guy, I think, because we weren't going any quicker than normal, but just see the car didn't bite up at the front. I kind of realised what was going on and then just immediately tried to scroll off the speed, and then just as the car tries to grip back up, we go for a little bit of a spin as well. Let those two through, can get back going again, but a couple of rather annoying mistakes that probably cost me a better result. This is pure cinema up at the front, though. This is the final lap of the race between our top two here. As you can see, they're side by side. They're already side by side by this point on the lap. Still side by side as we make our way up in towards the final couple of corners. As they drop down the hill, though, great racing respect by the pair of them here, giving each other the room. You know, hard but fair racing between the pair of them. You can see the brown car on the inside gets an ever so slight slip up, so it looks like the car we're running on board with has just got a little bit of an advantage, but as they try to give each other room at the final corner, I think he's going to try and tuck back in for a bit of a side draft. And look at this as we get towards the flag. 1/1000th of a second in it come the finish line there. Super close between our top two. Adrian, who we were on board with, did end up second there, but what an insane end to this race. Taking a look then at our final race results, I guess we can never complain too much when we've got 2 green scores on the board. 0.03 SR gained. It's small, but it's well worth having. And then 6 iRacing in the green as well. Slowly but surely getting my way up towards 2k at the moment. As you can see, Pablo took the win by Adrian, like we said, by just 1/1000th of a second. A ridiculously close finish up at the front. Gordon in P3, just ahead of Alfredo there. In terms of positions gained, I think it was Melvin. A really, really good job from 18th to 5th. When all is said and done. And then again, Gordon getting through with a 0x. So did Ryan as well. So yeah, slow and steady really did work out well for him. In all of that, I didn't gain or lose a spot, which is quite impressive. But thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed. And we'll be back very soon with more iRacing content.